entertainment capital of the world. Fabulous. Las Vegas, Nevada, the famous sign along the Las Vegas Strip as you see a number of the hotels, the fountains, the Bellagio, a show that many will like to take in. Go sit and see the spectacle that is the fountains along Las Vegas Boulevard. But we are in the Orleans Arena, just a little bit away as we have the 3-6-1 World Men's Curling Championship 2018 and Russia taking on Norway in session 8 here on a Monday night. Luke Coley joined with Sandra Rolvag as we see the teams come in. We have Russia, Norway, two opposite sides of the spectrum. Norway looking to keep the ride going.
Yeah, I think they've had a really good opening to this World Championship. Really finding their groove. Obviously played last year as well in the World Championship. A good debut there with five wins, 6 losses. Looking to improve on that. Had a bit of a scrappy game against USA this morning. Got away with a win. But I think they'll be back to normal this evening.
And let's meet the teams for Russia. Their lead, Evgeny Klimov. Their second, Artur Tarazabov. The third, Sergei Glukov. And the skip, Alexei Timofeev. They will take on the unbeaten Norwegian Magnus Vagberg. Their second, Magnus Nedregotten. Third, Marcus Højberg. And the skip, Stefan Wallstad. Teams awaiting the go-ahead to begin the game. As they normally do. Saw the teams, Russia and Norway.
Good luck. Thank you.
Let's look at the standings coming into this session. Norway and Sweden atop. They're both in action. They sit at 4-0. Canada, China, Korea, and Scotland all at 3-1. Then Russia at 1-2. Italy 1-3, along with Japan, Netherlands, and Switzerland. USA 1-4, and Germany 0-4 to round out the 13-team field. As we enter this 8th session, here are the games going on sheet A. It's Germany and the Netherlands. We are on sheet B, our feature matchup. As we said, Russia versus Norway. Sheet C, China takes on Japan, an all-Asian battle there, while Korea takes on Sweden on sheet D. Norway in our feature game is right atop the standings along with Sweden. You see they're at 4-0. Those two teams trying to stay at the top of the field. Of course, the top two teams go straight into the semifinals. 3 will play 6. 4 will play 5 in a qualifying game to get to the semifinals. But that's still a ways away. We're just session 8 of 20 round-robin games. One last practice slide. Time to get this one underway. As the team's getting back out on the ice. The one's starting to get into the regular routine, starting to, now that we're into the 3rd day of competition, the regularities of it. It's not the pomp and circumstance has gone away a little bit with the opening ceremonies and a few different things that have been done in Las Vegas. Now they're right into the curling action and where they're comfortable.
Well, can't say it's normal for the players to chill out by the pool between games, but yes, I see your point. Just getting into the rhythm of playing a championship for sure.
Well, it's a distraction you'll have to be able to manage as well. You can't spend too much time there. Also have to worry about playing the games. Russia will take on Norway here. You saw the stone colors, and it'll be Russia with the hammer. The red ones. Magnus Vagberg. Get this one underway, the 22-year-old lead.
Markus nærmest risk overkøl. Rent og død, egentlig. Du litt sprø. Bra spill, perfekt.
8, 6. 15:40 у него вот этот.
Well, Evgeny Klimov, the lead for Russia, 85% on the 84% rather on the tournament for the
По линии кажется сильно.
lead stones of this Russian team.
Даже не надо его в конец стрелять. Сам.
Klimov out of St. Petersburg.
10-12.
Нормально. Едет просто.
Уже слушай. Да. Ну а что? Думаешь, мы 3 метра выйдем?
60. Ni. Linja bra. Linja der. 9. Ok. Linja fin. 8. Har rygg snart opp.
Well, Magnus Vagberg
Det kølet hår for det?
trying to just follow this path right down. The law student playing in his first World Championship. Played last year at the World Juniors, finishing 3rd.
And he's a new addition to the team.
6 до.
Played the World Championship last year in Edmonton. At least the 3 others, with a Swede actually playing with Lead Rocks. Alexander Lindstrom was playing at that time. He's out of the team, and this young guy's come in. Actually, the son of former Olympic champion Lars Vågberg, the 3rd for Paul Trilson at the O2 Olympics.
And Paul is his uncle.
Yes. So he played curling for a few years as a young lad, and then quit the game, came back 4 years ago. He's a bit of a diamond in the rough, so to speak, but he's a very, very fit guy, and that's why he was picked up by the team.
He has the pedigree. A couple of an uncle, a father with an Olympic gold medal.
Ingen linje. 4,5
Also,
på
that's a
den
little
linja.
extra pressure on him as well.
Foran. 5.
So we see another Olympic medalist, Magnus Nedregotten, bronze medal at the mixed doubles.
Har du plass?
Yeah, it's been a really busy season for him, playing mixed doubles with his mixed doubles partner in life, if you will.
Нет, гард уберем.
Так.
So playing mixed doubles and with the team, so actually taking, haven't played that many tour events leading up to the Olympic Games, this team, because of Magnus' commitments to the mixed doubles.
Artur Razabov
Воу.
Лодка.
Воу. Как плюс. Легко, легко. Легко, легко.
also living out
Без
of
торма.
in St. Petersburg.
Воу. Воу. Зип. Воу. Зип, зип, зип. Давай, 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 давай. Зип, зип. Давай, давай, давай,
Gotta
давай,
get
давай,
past the
давай.
top one. They just sneak it by and will nose it to lie 1-2.
Воу. Воу. Зип. Воу. Зип, зип, зип. Давай, 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 давай. Зип, зип. Давай, 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 давай.
A really good brush by the Russians there to hold that, get it to the nose.
Ja. Hold i gang. 4-5. Wall is alltid i, Magnus. 6. Rent. Linja nære. Linja er bra. 6. Ball. Rent. Linja er bra på den ballen. Linja er bra. Ja. Ja. Hardt. Hardt. Bounce. Hardt. 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 Bra det. Ok.
Just freeze to that top one. It still leaves Russia lying 2.
Если тэп большой.
Что скажешь, может фриз?
Мне тоже нравится. Ошибка в тэп можно? Перевал.
Тэп можно, да.
Билгарда плохо. Он сразу будет колотить сверху.
Вообще нет, наверное, хорошо. Да, мне нравится Пилгарда.
Вариант всегда взять.
Давай, Пил.
Мне тоже нравится пил.
Center, a long discussion there. Do you play in? Do you play a freeze? Like to peel this center line guard off.
Just trying to keep things open here. Maybe bring the play into the house. Make sure they can score. They know they're sitting two. They know Norway's going to have to make a move.
Мне не нравится, что он только в лоб нос оставит ровно. Это что будем делать? Бить. Может, зато дом будет чистый. Уж можно один свой забрать.
Rulla lite dit, ja. Fick du det? Ja. Han bör... Nej, inte så kul.
Han ligger.
Jag liker det.
A long early discussion of this.
15. Ja.
Just going to play a controlled weight here. And roll in Yellowstone. Ball will hit and roll. No, the Redstone's going to catch in the back.
Hard, 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 hard!
Play about 26-year-old.
Aldrig av! Hard, 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 hard! Hard, hard!
This one really starting to overcurl.
Okay.
Oh, they won't hold their shooter over, curls it. Still that shot stone in the top of the forefoot.
Bra fart.
Желтый-то в красный идет.
Leaves that Yellowstone in a
Так,
decent spot though for Norway.
Какие варианты?
Huge nuisance for Russia. Very tough to get rid of.
Но этот камень пока, я думаю, трогать нам не надо. Его никуда не снять.
ну, здесь лучше Серег видно. Играй.
Сюда не нравится?
Это будет фриз.
Можно сюда еще пока?
Да, можно. Но, а? Желтый в красный идет, да? Если
Да, он
снимать.
будет бить.
Начало дома.
Он 100% потом будет через этот, наверное, играть.
Да.
Можно подумать что-нибудь.
Ну так, сыграть большой роль.
Lots of discussion here, and Glukov going to go take a look.
Что за Тиланин?
My first and third.
Не нравится степ?
За Тиланин играть бить зачем не будет? Останется под подпор. Степ интересно.
Если что, сюда. Он фриз, я фриз. Или ты фриз.
Он бить будет.
Ну, пускай бьет, нам тогда
Бьет,
хорошо.
но и у нас остается много упоров там
Да,
для
да.
нашего, для его камня. Там тем более два камня будет сверху. Фриз сюда. Плохо?
Сложно, мне кажется. Может, сюда тогда просто.
Можно на уровень, да, на самом деле, второй просто привести, пускай бьет.
Да.
Он будет бить единственное, что дабл от своего сюда.
Да. А так не нравится тебе сыграть?
Ну, говорю, много подпорок остается, Лёг.
Лёг, так а если вы вообще даже ролл большой или вообще его берете, что он будет делать? Он же будет колотить, и все в
Если
его
Лёг-
камни полетит.
Если снимем даже, допустим, вот таким образом. Он пойдет,
Даже с
допустим, в
потерей шутера
красный
нас
и
устроит,
уйдет.
если что.
Что будет? Будет тоже нормально.
Давай ролл бортом.
What a
да.
tough one
Сюда
to
большой, да?
remove and hold your shooter because of
Там
the
даже
jam at the
параллель
back.
можно сделать.
It's definitely one that they would like to get rid of.
Ну да, да.
Правда, Серег? Если мы сыграем вот так, мы всю ситуацию потеряем.
Да, согласен.
Мне это не нравится пока. Пускай он что-нибудь делает. Давай просто привезем, пускай бьет дабл вот сюда.
Окей, давай.
Лучше вот этого желтого.
I was thinking a long time about maybe drawing to the back, set two, or to the open wing. I'm going to make a play on the yellow though. Yeah, if you really wanted to make sure you got that score, you could just peel it out. You'll be sitting two.
Сам, вес, сам. Зайти.
But there's
Yeah,
a
we
draw,
could hit.
actually.
Много вес, зайти. Нет, до конца сам
Just,
поднять.
trying to split the rings.
Теряется, Артур,
A
внимательно.
small area to try and get this one too. Glukov right to the side. His second shot, but his nose not go straight back to get both those reds.
Зайти.
Perhaps.
Не, сам, это...
Много вес, зайти. Нет, до конца сам поднять.
Теряется, Артур, внимательно.
Чип,
That was a good draw. First down to play to the wing like that, you can't be 100% sure of draw weight, especially since Russia had first practice test does tend to change a little bit. Norway's just going to play the hit and roll off the stone. Pick the roll a bit further, but makes it tough for Russia to play the hit and roll back without jamming on the back red stone.
And knows it might leave a double back.
Ja, jeg tør ikke å slippe han helt. Litt plussført, eller? 10-2, det ikke mye.
A lot of discussion here from the teams in this first end. Russia does have the hammer. Well, the hit, and we'll roll big right out the other side, right through and out, so it'll leave Russia lying one. We'll look in Korea, Sweden over on sheet D. It's Korea with the hammer. This first end facing two Swedish stones. Kim Changmin has a quiet hit and stick to score one. It's a big matchup over there, Korea and Sweden. Korea comes in 3-1, Sweden 4-0. It can be a 2-game separation for Sweden if they win. 1 game, or pardon me, all square if Korea wins.
Yeah, and they would have the head-to-head record on Sweden as well. Could be really useful later on.
Right on the nose, so a single point for Korea. A 1-0 lead on sheet D.
Om nå så det håret lite I, så det meningen at dere skal jobbe litt. Likevel. Det ikke snakk om mye.
Stefan Wallstedt, 29-year-old. 84%.
He was actually at the Olympic Games too. To assist the mixed doubles team matching stones and also just being there as a supportive role. Had to leave before the playoffs, but they medaled anyway. This was intended to be a freeze on the back red, just not quite getting there.
Well, 2 stones that can be tapped up and moved that Russia can't leave there.
Этот сейчас просто лучше, чем этот. Если мы его вытолкнем сюда, то будет еще лучше. У нас 3 плюсом будет.
Кажется, и так все будет хорошо, если я вот так.
Даже если ролл, но у него единственное вот изи остается пробой. Или так, да.
Я имею в виду, если вот это вот так.
В итоге что делаем? Вот так?
Да.
Сложнее ловить, Лёх. Очень
Ну ты смотри, если что, так. Борт? Ты, сука, сильная, будешь побольше чуть-чуть. У тебя валил. Еще чуть-чуть.
Не, сильно не будет бить. Будет
У тебя еще вес контрол был, да? Еще побольше.
Just trying to get the inside roll, not play the double, just try and get next to that red or yellow stone, pardon me.
Yeah, just playing board weight. Don't want to roll. Leave a pocket double for Norway.
Нет. Хороший вес. Вот такой борт плюс.
Чего?
Вес норма.
Внимание.
Поднять.
Try and get to the inside, get the little roll. Don't get the inside roll, so it's still shot stone in the forefoot for Russia.
Da Schappen for 2. Ja. Ser du nå, Magnus?
Ja, jeg synes den ser helt fin ut.
Ja, da Schappen den her for 2, sannsynligvis. Den kan ikke
Men
være
klarer
på
du også å
utsida.
treffe så ved 60 her da? Får du en liten inn da, eller?
Kanskje.
Kanskje. Da har han fått en... Får han dobbelt for 3 da, eller? Får han bedre enn den?
Sikker for ditt av den, men jeg spinner fort opp da, hvis jeg treffer 60. Tror jeg? Gjør du ikke?
So try and go yellow back onto the red.
Ja. Men jeg spørs om du får
Hvis du vil inn med den, så går det helt
Ja,
sikkert.
det går bra, det. Spiller alt den. 50-60.
Da får du ikke
Yeah, I'm
spinne
going to
på.
play the short run back on the yellow. Roll the shooter, punch the top red sideways, but you know they're going to leave an open it for 2, and if they do,
Alt den, 50-60.
what they're hoping to do here is
Tror du får den litt inn der.
try and catch it pretty thick. See if they can maybe even roll that Yellowstone they're running in. A little bit in behind, so down onto that red shot stone, spin it a little bit to the left, ideally. But you don't want to be too cute with it. Want to make sure you can kill 2 of the reds here.
Little wobble by Volstead. Smile about it after.
Oh, they're going to change up the call here. Going to come off the side red instead.
And go over the top, so we'll miss that.
It's going to be a draw for 3.
Yeah, brings that back one into play. Poor slide by Stefan Volstead, and here, take a look at this. Just loses bounce and late in the delivery, unable to recover.
Very strange to see that from Stefan, actually.
Coming in Norway, the highest scoring team. Both points for and plus minus at 18, plus 18. Only giving up 1 3-ender. Chance at another. A second one. Like say Timo Fiek draw right down to their own. Find this real close to that yellow. Do they touch it in? I think it is still 3. I think they got away with that one.
Ja.
Sjekke.
Sjekk det. Double check.
Was a pretty quick look there at Nedregotten just to confirm it, but disappointing results in the first for Norway. A mistake and a 3 spot by Russia in the first end to lead 3-0.
На грани, на грани.
Да, просто я думал, вес сильней. Я поэтому и молчал.
Нормально.
Ta tilbake 2 her. Ja. Nei, det går ikke.
Ble litt ubalansert på en sest.
Ja. Vi trenger noe poeng for oss for å få det igjen. Så vi kjører på.
Det blir en spennende kamp for publikum. Ta den med.
Well, here inside the Orleans Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Luke Alexander Rovag, as we have Norway taking on Russia, and Russia gets off to a great start. Score of 3 in the first end. See how Norway bounces back as Russia will get us going. Evgeny Klimov. Russia able to set up that score of 3 in the center line. Not really even close to the end, no guards in play.
Yeah, it's just really about stone positioning, and Russia was able to do a lot better. 2 misses though by Norwegian skip Volstad. Will sometimes give up 3. We missed the last 2.
Min er bra. Kosten min er perfekt. Magnus nærmest. Det er bra.
First stone in, corner guard time. They'll try and go on the offensive, try and use that corner guard.
Spill, Magnus.
Начало. 10, да?
Coming to the session, Russia at 1 and 2. Only team that's just played 3 games so far. Win here. They'll stay right within that cutoff line, just behind those teams. Sitting tied for the last playoff spot at 3 and 1.
Чуть рука, да.
The second one for Klimo goes deep back, 8 foot.
As that comes deep now, Norway selecting to ignore the red stones on the center line, come straight around the corner. He's throwing this a bit wider this time, Waldberg. Lots of room at guard, just not going to finish in time.
Okay. Det er bra satt, Magnus.
Probably just 2 different throws there. Sometimes you maybe come out a little quick at the hack. You try and soften it on the first one. And you want to come around the guard on your next one. You try and add a little bit at the same time. Kind of throwing it a bit more positive. Speaking from experience.
Don't get past it going after that one. Throw the shooter onto the ring. May actually act as a little bit of a guard here for Norway to try and use.
So if Norway can score 3 back without no guards.
Putting the guard back up, definitely another option for them, but now there's that stone in the rings. Get that shot stone, try and make it hit and roll.
You know how to keep the shooter in play.
Well, the hit, now the roll off to the side. And it stays in play, and it'll stay his 3rd shot.
Pretty good there.
Control.
Don't have to be sitting too early in the end.
Stay touch, хорошо. Свит.
Контрол.
Легче.
Легче. Хороший вес. Поднять.
Легко. Легко.
Свит, свит, свит.
Давай. Оп.
Trying to trade hits back and forth. But again, trying to generate without a guard, it becomes very difficult. Norwegian coach Thomas Lobold still trying to figure out what happened on the delivery. Stefan Volstad in that first end.
Well, he's played with 3 of the members of the Norwegian team in the past, all but the lead. He knows the guys pretty well. Also the alternate for the Ulster team at the 2010 Olympic Games. They picked up that silver medal. He's now the national coach of Norway.
Roll out there won't be happy. Alexander Kozarev, coach of this Russian team. First Timofeev, now at his first Worlds skipping. Started, played his first. Finished 10th as a lead. Last year they finished 12th when he played 3rd. And here, big weight, nose hit to lie 3.
Still that redstone top 12 though, like you said, Luke. Acts like a guard. Chance to come around it.
Ja, jeg tror det er fint for det.
Главное, что не ролл.
Почему? Наоборот, лучше ровно тогда.
Ну, сейчас повезет.
Он как раз к нему и подходит фризом.
Ja, det er 36 da, liksom.
Of course, Høiberg also alternate for that Ulster team twice, in fact, both in Sochi and just recently in Pyeongchang. So he's got a lot of experience from all the championships, also been alternate for that team at the Europeans and Worlds as well, and play with them on certain occasions.
Try to come around, but it's just too much weight. They had to go to get it by, but if they knew the weight, they could have rubbed off the top one.
Что, они под него повезут?
Coming in, 89% is the top third in the field.
Так не нравится тебе? Давай разведем, может.
Можно
He's
реально
always been very
раскрыть.
talented, just
Что?
I think
Как-нибудь тэпнуть там, допустим.
recent year or two,
Давай
he's just
веди вот
really
сюда,
found
если
his
что.
form.
Раздвинешь.
Getting the opportunity at the World Championship.
Он
Very
ровно
important.
сыграет, ему бить придется.
А если он просто 4 фута поставит?
Только от этого, если он сыграет.
Я понял.
Открытый тоже можно.
We have seen that with Norway, and they have basically the second team, the team, the understudy, for lack of a better term,
Много
will
линий.
come and be an alternate with the team at
Сделай вес.
the Worlds, and then we'll go on as that team grows and grows, gets the experience. Then they step in and they're playing
Сделай вес, сделай вес.
at the Worlds, as we see with Høiberg. It's the same thing. Sweden does similar type of play on Oscar Eriksson.
Давай, 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 Жека.
It's just kind of been like that with Norway. Through the ages, you had Agile Ramsfjell, and was Paul Trossen waiting on him, then Paul Trossen came on, Ulster waiting on him, and Ulster coming through. Well, this team's been waiting on them, but obviously not just waiting for them to quit, but just to get better than them.
Jeg tror det.
And this Norwegian side has actually been the Norwegian champion at least 2 years. Slipped my mind. Denny.
Bare fart. Linja er bra. Applaus. Åtte. Har du plass? Åtte. Magnus
A
Bergman.
slight mistake by Russia, Glukov, overlapping those guards. Now
Det koster min her.
Norway can wrap one around.
Hard, hard, hard. Hopp, 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 hopp.
Høiberg just
Okay.
too heavy, goes down. Looks like it might be second shot.
They were sweeping that one.
А с этот луч? Этот луч.
Gonna share the blame for that.
Все просто, да?
Вытолкнуть?
Выбить вообще, он открыт.
Момент колодки.
Først var litt som den der taken i første.
Думаю, а так колодка где-нибудь.
Давай вот так вот и...
Хатлайн вылет.
Да.
Хак далек.
Ну такой, да, бэк-хак. Надо толкнуть его и все.
Timofey was the first ever skip to bring Russia to a playoff. The 2016 European Curling Championship. Ended up finishing fourth, just lost the
Ну как,
bronze
если ну, ровно.
game to Switzerland.
Артур, да. Хак, да? Да. Катя, хорошо.
It's a bit of a touch player.
And they're trying to gain some momentum in the world ranks. Of course, they've seen the women's side throw leaps and bounds. 5 straight years they picked up a medal in the Women's World Championship.
Пятая зона.
Нет. Только Артур, если что.
Не свалят за это.
Playing the draw here. Considered bumping the yellow, so probably kept that in the back of his mind because this one is flying down the sheet. Obviously, we saw Høiberg throw 2 heavy draws down here as well, so just probably a little bit quicker than they're thinking.
Хороший вес.
Does nudge the yellow.
Не, ну как?
Enough to lie too.
Сколько это? 11:50? 80?
It wasn't the touch that he's needed or had in that first end where he played 2 good draws to, or the draw to score his 3.
Har du gått det? Ja.
Я tenker jeg.
Ja. Og kanskje jeg sikkert
If you wrap one around, there's a possible jam. There's no real run back because of the overlap and the stagger, those two.
For
мы договорились на развод, я что-то
надо это.
поставил.
Просто тупить начинаем, вот это зачем мы делали? Везли, да, пиво, сними свой. Только что там камень пива.
Vi har vært litt fartsblind nå, men jeg tror vi har jobbet oss opp et godt øye nå. Mellom 13,5 og 14 langt da. Foran 10 hvis du klarer å gjemme den der er best. Ja.
We've seen a few down this path now. You expect him to be pretty close with this?
Yeah, obviously Stefan hasn't been sweeping those stones back. He's seen it. Probably has a time on it and the information from the sweepers as well. So should be able to throw the correct weight, at least close. Seems to be there on its own.
6 nå. Er linja grei? 7. Linja har sjanse. 7. Linja er bra. Og kølle, fortsatt. 6.
Trying to get it buried now. You see that Billings finish in the end.
Real good look. That rock's maybe a little bit higher. There's the jam possibility, but it's in a position where the guard does become a factor to try and make that hit.
Посмотри с колодки-то.
Сколько с колодки торчит, Жень?
Смотри.
Полкамня, торчит больше.
Что, нормальное задание вроде? Бэклайн.
Если я его не делаю, то что будет?
-2.
Сколько так стояли, да?
Ну да.
Давай вот так.
Вес какой? Такой же?
Да? Или надо посильнее? Хотя нет, нормальный вес был.
Нам не надо его выбивать, нам главное вытолкнуть хуже, чем вот этот, и все.
Опять такой же, да? Как?
A real delicate shot needed now. Is where we're going to see the touch from Timofeev.
Be careful. Catch it too thin, jam on the red on the wing. Might leave a shot for three. Pretty soft weight here though.
Going, try and get by.
It's going to be all over those stones in front.
Didn't give that one a chance all over the front. So that means a chance to score a multiple point right back. Draw for 2 for Valstead. Very weight sensitive ice that if you put the broom down and say, I'm going to throw board weight, you need to throw board weight.
Det kan være tregere ut i starten, eller hva tror du?
Nei, det tror jeg
You're
ikke.
a little bit off results like that. You're not getting a read how much that squat's curling.
Så vidt borti det, tror jeg. Litt grann i starten. Spill
They're going
samme.
to play a different path, so just having a little chat about the speed here. Now this would be the path they would be throwing the draw shot challenge in pre-game practice, so this spot should be pretty broken down quick. Shouldn't be too different from his first throw.
Well, chance for 2 back. Stefan Valstead. Said it would be a little bit quicker. That slides down. And it will sit in the forefoot, so it's good for the deuce. And a 3-2 game. Good response by Norway after giving up the 3 in the first.
Nei, mine er bra. Mine, ja. Ok. Så mine er greie, ass.
До этого мы били.
Так а что ты не сказал? Да, надо было предложить и вести.
Да, опять 3 взяли, начали. А сейчас не думали там? Поедешь, что не давали.
back here. We are on sheet B. Luke Coley, Sander Rovag, the 3-6-1 World Men's Curling Championship. Thanks for tuning in, and it's been some big scores, really, and without guards. We're seeing big ends generated without the stones out in front. So we'll see what happens now as we play the third.
Oh, I'm really surprised. I know the Norwegian side like to put stones in play. Fev, he doesn't mind doing that either, so I'm sure we'll have a few more exciting ends in this one.
Each end has started with a guard from one side or the other. We saw a corner guard in the last, but it got hit in second stones. Start with the centerline guard.
Личная линия. Давай. Давай. Во, поднять.
Нет, сам, не надо зайти. Сам зайти.
И плюс. Да. 8 за. Я один. Хороший.
So draw to the wing. See that halfway guard just at the top of your picture. Vagberg. Go down, play the hit.
Did play second for junior team at the 2 Worlds. Should have that shot available to him as well. It's a pretty good hit and roll.
Nicely done to the back of the 8-foot. Yeah, it seemed like a real good addition to this Norwegian team.
He's a very focused guy. He pretty much not go one day without a gym. So I believe in he was playing the World Juniors in Pyeongchang, Gyeongnam, to be more specific. For the test event for the Olympic Games, he spent 6 hours trying to find the right gym. That's the kind of guy he is. So studying law as well. He's got a pretty busy schedule. And that's the thing that maybe not everyone knows about the fitness of these players. All but one on this Norwegian side, they all weigh more than 200 pounds. And I know the third Højbjerg, for instance, he holds squat 375 pounds. That's pretty normal for many of the teams in the field. I was just telling that to a new fan the other day and couldn't believe it, but it's kind of like watching the NBA. You know, the small guy on the court looks like a small guy, but he'll be like 6'5".
We'll look over at this point, China and Japan, 2 athletic teams there, and look in. It's Japan line 1, side of the 4-foot. Zhu Deja. Chance though, just to slash this one in. I don't think you can hold the shooter for 2, but this Chinese team caught some outstanding sweeping we saw yesterday. They throw a lot of team shots.
It's just such a big part of the sport now.
The quiet tap, so they don't push it far enough, and it's going to be a steal of 1 for Japan. So not quite enough weight on that one to push it out. Japan an early lead there. Slide over Korea, Sweden. A lot of stones in the 4-foot, a couple of big weight shots. Clear things up, open up the 4-foot. Nicholas Edin has a draw for a single point.
Speaking of good sweepers again, it's not a bad duo, Rasmus Vrano and Kristoffer Sundgren, but it doesn't look like we'll be using them much here, Dean.
Well, they've had a busy year too. Of course, the Olympic silver medalists. It's been a long season for them, but they're here to try to win a world title. Obviously disappointed with the loss in that gold medal game to Team USA and John Schuster.
And also last year to Brad Yushu and Edmonton in the World Championship. Sure. They're sick of silvers now, especially their new additions. Rasmus Vrano, he hasn't had the pleasure of winning gold yet, except at the European Championship.
Mye. Litt mindre.
Here in our feature game was just trading hits back and forth, trying to get him behind. Now there's nothing. Marcus Weber, opportunity
Gjerne gå, fem.
all around that center line guard.
And him himself, of course,
Linja bra.
has a gold medal from the World Championship. As alternate for Ulsrud in 2014, but
Linja bra.
just a
Linja perfekt.
little bit different to medal when
Køler
you're
på bak den.
on the
Ok,
field
Magnus, start.
of play for every game.
Hard, begge to. Hard.
See the switch of sweeping to try and get that late curl. Top of the 8-foot. Yeah, they'll definitely appreciate all those medals as a fifth player, but you're out there.
Я очень мало вижу.
Means a little bit more special.
Колодка не выбьет. Давай хак плюс такой. Вот плюс.
Сильно?
Нет.
Много веса, это сильно.
Чего? Воу.
Well, Sergei Glukov gets down to it.
Чуть бы веса
Roll
поменьше.
out.
Хорош.
That one stuck around. You might see Norway hit it.
Probably.
Да, прям.
But now get second chance to come around. Just played it here, so able to improve
Linja bra.
from the first draw.
Bare fart. Linja
Just to take in an extra size, throwing a tad more weight.
Linja bra. Bare
Get
fart.
this fully in the 8-foot, fully buried.
Fem. Point. 5,5 gjerne. Ok, hva er linja? 7. Linja bra. 6,5, 7. Vi finisher det.
Start to over curl even.
Markus.
Definitely starting to see it speed up a little bit. There's more stones down the
Торчит же
path.
много. Торчит
A
столько,
whole lot of
сколько
sweeping on
кто.
that. Went right down into the
Давай,
4-foot.
хак. Давай.
Если даже еще в лоб посинтовали, то где-то было.
Those two of these quiet weight shots in the last end that Russia ended up crashing on the front.
Много веса, это
Forcing
больше.
Gluko to throw the out turn on the other side this time. So
Вот.
not throwing the same shot again. That's quite
Вообще никак, да, не давай?
often a good thing. Just making sure your opponent has to throw something else. And
Его идеально спрячет.
it's just
That one goes right by, just too much weight.
Сережа, ошибка в ударе.
Doesn't use his sweepers at all.
Конечно. Кайтинг целый.
Så nesten helt
all of a sudden a bit of trouble for Russia.
Ja, her på din siste.
Yeah, but much better, probably just chipping the guard over, trying to open up that shot stone at least.
Full 8-fot er det at vi la. 5. Jeg hadde 14,9 på Markus sin første. Ja, den kostet vi hardt, og den andre kostet vi løst. Ja. Prøv 14,8 da, 14,7. Det liker jeg. Ja, 14,5 går også bra. Vi holder så vidt i gang.
Well, putting the pressure on Russia. They roll out half shot now. Teams take advantage of that. That's the difference in these games. They missed by Russia and see what Norway can do. Try to go around that center line stone.
6-7, bare fart, frys! Av plass! Tipper du setter sånn helt
Germany, Netherlands on sheet A.
Farta.
Bauman this side looking for their first win. They're 0-4. Taking on Jan van Dorp and Netherlands. Just trying to draw in. They're facing multiple stones. Keep this one moving, get into the 8-foot, and there it is. Able to get in, get their single point. So a 1-1 game.
В целом, да, сверху
Germany
камень
gets their
оставили.
single point.
Окей.
Снимали, да? В конце так давали.
Good draw by Stefan Wallstad. Comes top 8 fully buried, just on line.
Ну, Здесь же опять же, если он оттолкнулся, он ударит.
Timofeyev's called the corner freeze on the shot stone here. Make it perfect. You can get shots.
Пятак, да, между
So,
ними прям.
corner frozen.
Ну не между ними, вот туда. Фрик.
Might still even be able to score 2 here.
Можно сделать, ребята.
Needs to be precise, needs a
Хорошо, докатить.
outstanding freeze on his first. The risk is if you miss this, it becomes even more difficult to score.
Yeah, if you blow it by the yellows, you can see Norway discarded, taking away the draw path.
Внимание!
Линия будет, делай вес. Линия
If you can't make it freeze, at least if your shot stone, you force Norway to follow it. You might
Шире, шире
get the
линия.
same draw again for your point.
Нет, 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 Жень, только не
Pretty
ты.
close here, though.
Не ты, не ты, не ты.
Нет, нельзя, нельзя.
Сип, сип! Сип! Лучше, лучше,
Keep the angle, get their first shot. Wow. I think they just got shot stone too.
That is good. That's what I meant by Timofeyev being a touch player. That's the kind of shot you can see him make.
I don't think you could have went down and placed that one any better.
It's a good sweep as well by Rajabov and
Шире, шире линия. Нет,
Klimov.
нет, 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 Жень, только не ты. Не ты, не ты, не ты.
Just judge that so well.
Сип! Лучше, лучше! Сип, 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 сип!
That's not, it was not an easy shot. Like, you got to just get by that top one. You can't afford to bounce at all.
Nå sikter vi på
4,5. Så vil bare gi en luka, den samme Smith-luka der. Ja, ja.
Norway had those two in a good spot. Good freeze.
4,5. Prøver egentlig det samme som Smith. Prøver å blokke
Make the draw go a little bit wider for Timofeyev to try and get that second point here.
Luft til linja, 4,5. Tror ikke det er like glatt ut her. Nå går vi 2 stein lenger ut. Nei. Legg på 2 meter. Over et halvt sekund. Ok. Ja.
Go a bit wider. I think he'll be a bit slower. Saw that happen on his first stone in the first end as well. He was coming all wider, came up short, so just thinking it's probably at least half a second slower on this spot. Wanting to have this top 12, maybe even like the 8 foot. Line is really the important thing here. Try and take away the draw path for Timofeyev.
Don't want to go too deep. And that one comes in. Not bad. Have to be careful. You didn't want to come into the forefoot, give an open hit to score the single point or the extra point.
I think that's a pretty good spot actually. Can't make the draw now round, so being forced to play through that hole, which is not easy.
Перевести, мне кажется, очень сложно. Вес какой? Вес, кстати, какой?
Бэклайн вес.
Хак. Если что, это чтобы ушел. От этого можно в чирк.
Просто дырку по центру, да, прям? Бэклайн.
So try and come through the hole with a little tap.
Pretty much make it through that hole with any kind of weight.
Дай
You're
побольше.
scoring your 2.
Еще. Еще больше.
Бэклайн.
Еще чуть-чуть.
No risk either. It's pretty snug from here.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a lot to get through. See if Timofeyev, final shot here of this third end.
Не трогать, не
I
трогать!
tell you, if he makes this one, that's
Нет, 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 нет.
one pretty good skips deuce.
Ничего, не трогать. Не трогать. Нет, 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 нет.
Yeah, this one should be counting for 2.5 if they get this
Ничего, ничего,
through the hole. Curl up enough, get by, and little rub off that yellow, and still tap that one back to get the deuce. Alexei Timofeyev with 2 solid shots, sets up the score of 2, and a 5-2 lead in this game through 3 ends. Watch this one, they're just waiting for it to make that break. Tries, little touch, hits, rolls, and there's the 2.
Хорош.
Nå har egentlig en bra om han koster her, da. Han gjør en silkebryt på første, og så det er bare som vrir det. Bare vi kan jo selv. Det var ikke mange om det. Kunne ha stoppet en halvstein kortere på den her, men det er jo jeg som er lang.
Det kunne vært sånn som Magnus, du har helt tempo, og vi har først var lange.
Ja, da kunne jeg spilt skrittet da, for 2.
Og nå er han den siste.
Russia gets us started, 4th end. Multiple scores are wild here in this one. We're through 3 ends. It's 5-2 Russia leading Norway. Coming in Russia 1-2. Norway unbeaten at 4-0.
Давай, пониже, пониже. Отлично, Жень, привет.
There's the 3 in the first by Russia, 2 back by Norway, and answered with another 2. Dagberg to start things off for Norway, trying to get the corner guard in position, something they can use.
Ja.
A very long corner. That might change a little the strategy for Wallstedt now. In the end, rather than trying to come around right away, they have to put a second guard. %84% on the tournament. Evgeny Klimov tied for 9th among lead stones.
Линия супер. По линии кажется, все хорошо.
Начало дома, 10 шутов.
Мне кажется, это приз.
Да, сам. Приз.
Даже сильнее.
На уровне с ним. Яйца.
First 2 into the forefoot. See 85% for Baberg.
Mistake by Russia there.
Yeah.
I think I'd be quite tempted to put that maybe top 8, top 12 online, knowing Norway probably going to throw a second corner guard, and you can throw the center and have Norway chasing.
Altså at en biter har vært
Ja, det er biter.
Ja.
Markus og meg.
På biter.
You still guard those reds, but be a little more accessible for Norway.
You think that one's on?
Этот торчит.
Oh, yes. I was leaning that way, but I wanted you to make the call first.
I'll make the guess that Stone's not going to be there for long. It's not going to be scoring from there at the end.
I'll look into it. Open that one up, open the front. There's 2 in the forefoot, actually. It'll be something that Norway want to use later in the end.
Used to be a keen alpine skier. As when he was younger. Quit that when he's around 15, 16. That's when he started playing curling instead.
Bra spiller, Magnus. Bra.
Norway known for its winter sport excellence. Of course, had a country had an outstanding Olympic Winter Games
Постоянно счет.
in Korea, and obviously never got helped to that medal tally with a bronze medal. 83%. Rajabov. Well, we'll double kill those 2 yellows. Leaves the corner guard though.
Ikke så mye jeg skal ha med.
Nei, det er ikke det.
Also works as an ice tech back home.
Litt tight om nå.
The home club. They play out of Oppdal, this team, but the team will practice in Snarøya,
Litt tight
just
da.
outside Oslo. The Ulster team will practice as well,
Markus.
so I'll do that part-time. Find someone to fill in when he's out playing.
Bra spiller.
Touch it.
Actually got Ulster to fill in for him when they played the World Championship last season.
Yeah, I'm going to play because
We beat you. And
we beat you, so can you do my job for me?
pretty much.
All difference, these Russian players, all professional athletes, funded. Sergei Glukov trying to tick that one straight sideways and out of the rings.
Ну, сейчас здесь хоть чуть времени сэкономим на тыкалках. А то, да, у нас что-то не очень время. На 3 минуты. И вообще просто его мало.
So 1-1 we look in Korea and Sweden. Sweden lying 3. Kim Chang-min must navigate around all those stones and get in there to get their single point with the hammer. They do have that Yellowstone just back T-line, so it's not in front. They can come down to it and get their one. And that one will use the backing, settle down, and it's a single point for Korea. They lead 2-1 after 3 ends of play. China and Japan 1-0 after the first 2 were blanked. Here after the steal in the third. Joe Deja. Chance to blank the end. Try and retain the hammer. It's been a defensive game so far in this one on sheet C. And China will hit it right on the nose. Will take their one. Not what they wanted to do, but they'll take one and tie that game up.
Just saw Sergei Glukov try and follow that Yellowstone in the 8-foot, crashes on the guard. Does expose it, but leaves it in the house. Now Norway needing to move these red stones eventually. Oh, it is the double.
72% on the tournament for Glukov. Compared to the 87 that is Marcus Kleiberg. Try and make the double. Kleiberg won't make the double. Goal's just over.
Если мы так сделаем, то наш не уйдет, да? Дабл. А, ты дабл хочешь?
Наверное, нет, может плохо получиться может. Дабл не надо, мне кажется. Ролл. Что делаем?
Дабл. Ошибка в ролл.
Ну да. Наш не задевает, не?
Ну, вместе все уходит.
Marcus hasn't missed many of those. That's a little bit of a miss hit. He's a little off in this game. His number's actually down a bit from what he's used to. Just 75% this game so far.
weren't too sharp this morning either against USA. Got away with that one after Greg Persinger missed a forfeit for the win.
Timofeyev with the big weight trying to hopefully roll a little bit away and not leave that double.
Well, a good thing for Russia is a double might just leave a double back.
Og så slår han rulle inn.
Ja.
Ja, om det er ikke lik med det, og så slår han rulle inn, så har det ikke noe slag da. Skjønner du hva med det?
Det ikke noe lett rulle heller, Anders.
Nei, han sier at det skjepper, og han skulle klare å akkurat bli toer, så kan han spille en sånn.
Ja.
Hvis det ruller, så har det ikke den muligheten. 10-5?
Ja.
Der. Tross kjappe, og så kommer han til å prøve å rulle inn.
Ja.
10-5.
They won't actually play the double here. So you know to play the double, you end up kind of rolling closer to that other yellow. Want to make sure there's no angle to play a double back for Russia. So just a nose hit on the top red.
Stefan Wallstad, 84%. Oh, hits rolls right in front. I think either way, nose, it means there's a short little raise. Got to roll the shooter to try and score 2 for Norway. You're gonna have to make a double in his last to try and score 2.
Yeah. And they're expecting Russia to make the hit and roll off the stone on the 8-foot.
Okay.
Look in, Germany, Netherlands. Looks like Netherlands lying 1-2. A draw here for Jaap van Dort. Draw in, get a third.
Okay, full 4 alleen.
Team, coming off a loss earlier today to Japan.
Jij blijft. Maakt niet uit wat je doet. Jep. Hard.
Real big scrub, got to take this one right down into the forefoot to get that third point. And it won't quite get there. It comes up just a little bit short. Missed a point. Those are tough ones to stomach. You still score 2, but 3's not on the board. It is 3-1 though after 4 ends of play.
Du skal ha litt luft fra stenen her, ja.
På en måte I hvert fall. Du klarer ikke så vanskelig å rulle til 2.
Og se på før da, men hvis den
Ja, for jeg føler at man kan finne på å kølle 20.
Da må du spille en helt annen
Den kan finne på å stå der også.
Jeg tror hvis du kommer over linja, så køller jeg. Du kommer til å stå opp mot linja første par meteren.
Ja, prøv det. Spiller 7,5.
Ja.
Okay. 40.
Du må ha 40, altså.
So Sander, what does
40.
Wallstad have here on his last?
That's
Du sitter ganske død her da.
Okay. Thin half hit on the yellow. Yellow goes onto the red shot stone. Your shooter will spring over to the right, catch that red stone in the 8-foot, and score of 2.
Just like that, opportunity for that for Norway. Needing to curl a bit more. Catch it thin right there, just squirt both those reds out. And there's the deuce back by Norway. Back and forth we go. Defense optional in this one, a 1-point game. As we look at this one, all on its own. Make the little short raise double. Norway able to get there too. 5-4 the score after 4.
Føltes veldig sånn på min. Den første som jeg dro, som var rett foran huset. Så den andre som hadde samme is. Dro seg I hvert fall en stein mer da. ha det bakhodet.
Ja, det.
Сейчас так же, на край, авангард, на край.
Давай, да.
Только ошибок чуть поменьше.
Ты фриз потом, потом колодка.
Тебе сейчас больше счет поставил, чем я себе.
Он сам поставил.
Ну как, а там?
Look at the video board. Players can look at times as well. Here inside the Orleans Arena 361 World Men's Curling Championship 2018. Right now, Norway sits atop the standings 4-0, but they're trailing this game 5-4. We've seen both teams have no problem generating offense so far in this game.
Личная линия. Только не перетрите. 13:70.
Не-не-не, сам.
So we'll slide over Korea, Sweden. They've traded only singles in that game. Looks like there's a chance. Very close at who is shot stone right now. Looks like it might be that yellow one. On the top of the 8-foot, Niklas Edin. Outturn draw. Again, one for sure, and then we'll let them confirm whether it's a 1 or a 2.
Linje! Har du plass? Linje er bra. Linje er perfekt. Markus fortsatt nærmest. Og bare 3.
Well, got into a different path. This one will come up well short for Niklas Edin. And it is just the single point, so 2-2 after 4 ends of play. We've seen you go a little bit wider, you can throw a little bit more speed because hasn't been played as much. Niklas Edin got caught in that spot.
Личная линия.
4 фута.
Легко, легко. Можно сейф поставить. Только лес. Линия супер.
Вес есть.
Не сам,
Вес
не
сам.
нельзя,
Сам
нет,
вес.
нельзя.
Лайн. Ты плюс. Вау.
Да.
Давай, все.
Feature game, we saw the centerline guard, Russia draw to the open side. Was ignored. Second centerline guard put up by the Norwegians. Come around just a little bit deep.
Nei, det er jeg helt enig i. De koster ikke noe med det.
Nei, jeg prøver å spille 14 år.
Ja, gjør det.
Enig?
Ja, jeg er enig.
Well, that Redstone slipping to the back tee makes it good chance for Norway to make a good freeze here. To be double guarded. Huge sweep here early on.
Vi må gå linje! Kørlommen kan. Linje, Alex. Ja, linje! Ha rygg. Gå hele veien. Ha rygg. Hard. Helt ned. Kom igjen, hard. Kom igjen, hard.
Well, we talked earlier about the fitness level of these Norwegian guys. Strong, use that strength to drag that one right to the button. Fagberg, Højbjerg make that one for Nedregaten. Peel of that guard. Try and see if they get both for Rajabov. And look at that, gets the double peel and rolls off to the corner. Exposes that stone sitting on the butt. But first real time in this game, we're seeing guards put up in the middle of the ends. We've seen a lot of play in the house so far in this game.
Linja bra. Linja bra. Var to. Kort to her. Linja bra. Magnus på innsida. Ha det rent. Rent. Frisk overkveld.
China, Japan 1-1. Is Japan line 2 at the moment. The fourth stone thrower for Japan.
Talking about going wide. Coming all the way out to just outside the edge of the 12th into this one. Be a bit of a guess for Go-Aoki.
This is where teams have gotten caught a few times in this event. Throw a little bit more weight, won't curl for them. This one won't curl. Weight wasn't bad, but it is just the 2. Japan, though, takes the lead there. They'll go up 3-1 as they head to their 5th end break. Rajabov makes the peel of the center.
Meter längre är bra. Linja bra.
Sånn alt.
Linja bra. Litt tight snarere.
Det er samme som meg.
Okay. Det lenger enn det. Lenger enn
Linja bra. Linja bra, jeg skal bryte med det. Ja, jeg prøvde der, litt kortere.
Bra det.
Goes out. Is it too long? Can you make a play down to it?
Definitely enough finish on the ice here to come around and wiggle this out, you know. Norway's just going to be guarding this throughout the end, so this was maybe your best chance to get at it. Thinking the next guard might be placed even better.
Well, and with it on top of that, probably take a couple stones to get it out of the rings.
Yeah, but even if they could just shuffle this off. Not necessarily even the forfeit, but just wiggle that freeze a little bit, loosen it up, maybe try and punch it out in the open. This one's wide. Ooh.
Yeah, almost hits that corner guard on the nose.
Brings another red stone into the house, though. Looking a bit lonely, that yellow, but I'm sure we'll see another one come in now. Really poor attempt by Glukov.
Tror om det.
Yeah, you take the chance to go after it, and then you end up missing it. Not giving your best effort. Højbjerg now can draw right on top of their shot stone.
Har du plass? 7-6. Plass. 7-6. Linja fin. Linja perfekt. Hold i gang. Kan ha 6. Ja. Ja, linja. Ja, linja.
Mr. Line here, starting to overcurl. Don't mind bringing opponents all the way down onto their own yellow. It's pretty good. Pretty good job by
Great
Hellberg.
sweeping here by both teams. Great judge, right down to the nose. That was an untimely miss by Glukov because this is a bit of a mess now.
Yeah, that's so important though, to pounce on your opponent's mistake, take advantage. Now the big run back by Glukov trying to clean up his own mess.
Run it back, get at least one. Well, spills him out of the forefoot. Still is 1-2 for Norway, but at the same time, the forefoot's wide open now to get in there.
It's a really good shot by Glukov. It's tough to do much better. As you say, just opens up everything. Makes it a lot more likely for Russia to score on this end.
Cirka samme fart der, da. I hvert fall nå når jeg viser halve, sånn at hvis den gjør rulla, så kan jeg tappe den.
Lykke. Hvit 4.
Ja.
They'll come around the center guard again here, but I think they'll try and keep this one partially open. Just knowing Russia might play the hit and roll off the stone already in the forefoot, tuck in behind, so don't want to be fully buried. Just keep it half open, bite that forefoot.
Så bit oss litt av firefoten, liksom.
Nei, jeg skjønner tanken.
Ja. Farta lik som det har vært.
Farta lik som det har vært.
Yep.
See all those big numbers up on the board behind on the scoreboard. 3 in the first by Russia, then 3 straight 2s. Norway doesn't want to have a 2 put up in this end.
4-5.
Var det 4 kanskje?
Farta nærmer seg.
Skal han stoppe kort og
Var
gard?
det 4?
3. 3. 3.
Ikke kødd, ikke kødd.
Japp, 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 japp.
Leaving this a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah, I was hoping to be nibbling the forefoot there. Just again, maybe slightly wider. Just a bit slower.
Не привести. Что делаем? Не думали, что там завалит? У него Гарта неохотно валился сейчас.
Мне кажется,
Ты хочешь
здесь
как вот
сюда
сюда
привести? Да.
Det var litt kanten blant.
Давай вот так.
Так зайдет?
А он так вез?
По-моему, да.
Какие еще, Лех, варианты?
Looks with that one being
Смотри,
so
вот
long,
колодцем
they
там зайдет так.
try and make a play on that shot stone.
Не, конечно,
Having
чётко.
a second look from
Можно и с этой.
the hack point of view, Timofeev not liking it.
Может, с этой стороны завести.
Но он, правда, здесь может достать.
Can't see
Если
much
я
of that
привяжу,
shot stone.
тут дыра большая, поэтому надо сюда вести. Да, давай. туда.
Щетка та же, да?
Но он так вез?
But going back to the first goal,
Да? Да?
А здесь не варик вообще?
couldn't find any better solution. So
У нас если перевалит, он достанет в дырку.
the draw
Смысла
pretty
не
much.
будет особо.
Гард
Or
пройдем,
that
если
guard is
поменяется.
thrown by a Ballstar.
Там же хорошо
Try and get
докатит.
to the inside of the shot stone.
Ну что делаем?
Well, he set up a skips deuce
Да.
back in the third. Try and do the same here in 5.
I'd be very impressed if we can pull another cat out the bag here.
Хороший вес. Принц.
Только вес.
Well, it's much better after Glukov's last.
Нет, 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 шире линия,
He
шире.
doesn't make that run back.
Пошла линия.
It's be even
Делай
more
вес,
difficult to
линия.
see how this one
Сип,
runs
сип,
out
сип.
wide.
Сип, 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 сип.
I think they touched that yellow
Вес, да, вес.
just a little bit slower going into that wide
Не,
path.
надо сразу стереть, очень слабо будет.
Мне тоже казалось.
Правильно.
Мне кажется, слабо.
Хорошая линия.
Real big
Пошла
effort.
линия. Делай вес,
Климов,
линия. Сип,
Радюбов.
сип, сип, сип.
Trying to get it past that yellow,
Сип, 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 сип.
but it'll just chip off it.
Liker det kanskje bedre.
Won't quite get it into the rings.
Syns du?
It's 1-2 right now for Norway.
Det er ikke noe gøy ut på det. Spille den veien her.
Garden,
Jeg tror det.
garden her. Som andre har ganske langt ut der.
Prøver også å dra rundt, så er fort gjort at han viser vei for han. Gardas Tefsena, så må han ut dit. Han prøver vel hullet sannsynligvis, men... Ja. På det.
I feel like playing the simple shot here, Norway. Just guard the red stone closest to the rings, the one just played by Timofejev. Thinking he might try and use that, tap it up for the point. So I'll take that option away from them and force them to maybe play a wide in-turn draw around the guards or even through the port.
Litt trang.
1,5. 2,5. Den er lang.
Hvor lang?
2,5.
Trenger ikke å køle.
Nei, trenger ikke å gli heller.
Finally singing in with a few guards in play, and we'll add one more to the mix here with this last one for Valstedt. Norway, Broom already down for Russia, and Timofejev. Will it curl enough to get to the forefoot to score the one?
Norway actually line 2 here, so at least you got to make sure to come into the 8-foot. You want to be pretty close to the red guard, get enough curl to score, but at the same time you can't crash on it.
The last stone here of 5. I'd say Timofejev. Made 2 shots in the third to score 2. Needs to make 1 now to try and get a score. This looks real nice. Get right into the forefoot. Outstanding shot by the Russian skip to get 1. They'll take a 2-point lead.
Norway didn't think it'd be very easy to make it, but Timofejev certainly make it look so.
That was not an easy shot to play that way, to get right around. And they'll have a 6-4 lead after 5.
Sorry, что-то не кажется. Sorry.
Все, да, выдыхайте, сейчас перерыв, настраивайте заново легенду.
Russia-Norway, third end. High-scoring game already through 2 ends. 1-point lead for Alexei Timofejev. Made a really good freeze on the first one to get out of trouble, and now a beautiful trap through the port to score 2. One of the best skip stews you'll see. Speaking of, for Norway skip Stefan Valstad, his last stone looking for the short run back, spring over, catch the red stone on the right and stick it for 2. It is made out of hand. 2 points up on the board for Norway. Still trailing by 1. And Norway elected to throw the guard on the red tap on the left to leave the wide draw for Timofejev. Unknown territory out here. Get past that guard. Still get the weight to find the T-line. This is just a beautiful draw, a nice touch and a nice guess by the Russian skip to lead 6-4 after 5.
Well, Germany, Netherlands going on sheet A. Netherlands coming in 1-3 record. Germany still winless. Alexander Baumann, his final shot. Short raise double.
Whoa! Whoa!
Try and get rid of both.
Sub up! Sub up! Sub up!
Well, push those far enough and we'll get the single point. And that makes it 3-2 as they play in the sixth. Our game 6-4. The sixth then coming up. 3-1 Japan leading China, and Korea, Sweden 2-2, all square over on sheet D.
Вот с ними любые гарды, видишь, они как возят. Не надо играть этот 26-й. У вас вот все вот и энда номер 2 и номер 4 были возможности на форсануть. То есть пусть они там возятся или еще что-то, не дайте им возможность, просто поаккуратнее. Да, они не бьют.
Han hadde tid til det, jeg hadde lagt merke til den russiske.
Det liksom ikke... Han fikk maks utdeling for hammeren. Ja. Så nå får...
Ja, men det går nedover med hammeren da.
Det går nedover.
3-2 og 1.
Ja.
We'll look at the numbers through 5. 6-4 is the score. No stolen points, but overall advantage, Norway 91% to 72 for Russia. Advantage in the draw, 93 to 75 and 88-69, but they trail on the scoreboard 6-4. There has been lots to fist pump about for Alexei Timofeev. 3 scores, a 1, a 2, and a 3. Leads 6-4. Now Norway will try and generate their offense. We saw the first force of the game. We'll see what Norway can do. They've been the highest scoring team so far through 7 sessions. Well, and an early advantage as well. That one back 12 foot.
Yeah, now it's important for the leads to remember that the ice technicians will come out, mop the sheet in half-time, take off some of the debris. Actually make it a bit quicker, put a bit of pebble around the hack as well. Makes it just slightly easier to come flying out the hack for the first stone. And we've seen Vågberg be quite light with a lot of his guards, just placing them quite high. But this one on its own.
They just want it to stop out in front, use that free guard zone area.
Okay. Yep.
It does, but it's not going to guard a whole lot in the rings. And even if you come around, it's going to be a short run back.
This is certainly a pet peeve for me. Yeah. See this so many times over and over again. I'm surprised that I'm just not able to remember that the ice will just quicken up a little bit when they come back after the half-time. We see both the leads throwing their first stones quite heavy. The second one too.
It's not that the sweepers don't want to do anything. They'd rather take one end-to-end. Here, they're going to create a nice little wall if it does stick around. That one, heavier than the first, goes deep in the house. Not the start either of these leads wanted. Let's see the numbers on the game. Vågberg, no chance to make up for his first rock. Put this corner guard in a position that they can use.
It's not that it's unusable in the first spot, but you want to keep it just a tiny bit higher, a little closer to that center line to cover more of the rings.
Well, we're in lead stones of the sixth end. China, Japan. They're in skip stones, the last stone actually, against 5 here. Is China. A nose hit. Got to stick around. Zhu Deja. Chinese team 3-1, opposite record for Japan at 1-3. Got their first win earlier today. They need to stick around, and they will. Those ones in the 12-foot don't come into play. It's a single point and a 3-2 Japan lead over China. Japan got that first win. They're playing a little tense, a little more pressure. All the games being shown back home, and now all of a sudden you get a win. You can relax, you go out and play, and they're showing it so far in this game, leading their rival nation in China 3-2.
Den är bra. 3 är fint. 3. 2-0-3. 3.
Är det blått?
3. Okay.
This is definitely sped up for all the players. No one really able to make that adjustment so far.
Ошибка просто впил.
Sanders, something that a coach a lot of the time, and just a reminder before they get out of the fifth head break, just remember the speed, be a little quicker coming out, or something they may need to start doing.
Yeah, I think it's always good to remind the team of that. It's not that it happens all the time. Definitely been in a championship where that didn't necessarily happen, but I've seen it this week. I can't say I've been timing it, but I've certainly seen the first stones up from the leads on the sixth end just coming up deep over and over again. So it's not the ice itself, it's certainly just players coming out a little bit quicker. I know I was might actually see a few leads try and break down the pebble around the hack before throwing, by running the stones up and down.
And they've gotten a little bit higher on the game, 84%. His tournament average.
Yeah, it's not been playing at his very best so far. I think there's still a lot more to come from him. He was right up there close to playing 90% throughout the round robin last year. I mean, Brett Gallant, a bit ahead of the rest of the seconds in the field a year ago.
That went right to the back of the 12-foot. It's actually pretty good because it creates some separation between the guard out in front, and the one in the house.
Колодка, если что, от гарда сыграем.
Да, давай.
Да, хороший вариант.
Sergei Lukov, his numbers will drop there. You see 45% on the game.
It's a tough one, and when he's been missing big.
But when he made that run back in that fifth end, which allowed them to make the score. Here's a nice shot coming down, chipping that one out. Actually better that he doesn't stick around. Hoiberg, lower than what he had been putting up, but he'll probably be disappointed he's at the 80%. Came in as the top-ranked third. That's a nice stone to start this end, right in behind, right on the tee line.
На случай, да, Лёв? Да. Какие варианты?
All kinds of deuces scored in this game. We saw 3. Now if I miss, by Stefan Wallstad in
Мне
first.
нравится.
За боковые камни, Лёг.
Но если мы делаем пил сейчас, он сразу сюда везет. И те же -2 опять.
Можно фриз, если что, просто лучше камень.
Так и в центр перевести можно.
Фриз-контакт.
Хорошо, давай.
Фристеп.
Вопрос на контакт точно.
Поднять, это очень широко. Вес.
Воу-воу-воу. Не-не-не, ждем вес точно до конца, ждем. Это сильно. Вылет.
trying to freeze to that one. Have one good shot, then one miss, and like you said, Sander, it's not just missing the half the shot, that completely missed. Doesn't do anything, not in play, nothing that Norway has to deal with.
That's been the story of the game for Glukov. Miss one, make one. And that's why he's playing at around 50% so far. A chance for Norway now to make the head in the back one. That is the shot stone, the red.
Okay, vill ha mindre?
Vi har kört åt det. Okej, kanske inte.
See if Timofejev will just freeze away everything. He has done before.
He's made some shots in this game.
Hard! 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 Hard, Magnus! Hard! Hard, 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 hard!
Nicely done, nose hit, lie two. Like you said, decision. Freeze to get out of it, or do you hit?
Actually, it'll be quite hard to get shots done with the freeze around that corner, so it makes a lot more sense to make the hit in the back. Might have to just give up a two here, or maybe just hope for a mistake. It's never fun to come down to the hack as a skip, knowing you can't really do much else than just give your opponent 2 points.
Легче. Лип! Лип! Легко, легко. Лип! Лип держать!
Speaking of fit curling players, Rajabov, pretty strong guy. He'll hold a few stones for his skipper.
Timofejev, 68%, but he's made some shots to set up some ends when they've been in trouble. He's had the makes when they've scored points and the misses giving up deuces.
That's the thing though, if you make the key shots, that's the most important thing. A 70% game can be just as good as a 90% game if you make the right ones.
And you look 95% game, but you're trailing by 2 in the match.
Yeah, Stefan's been, he hasn't had any clear misses, just gotten something out of every shot, and that's why he's been scored pretty high.
He did have that little wobble in his slide with his last rock at the first that led to the 3.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ner! Yep! Håll igång! Yep, yep, yep!
Great on the nose.
See if Timofejev will try and make a roll. You might as well roll to a different spot. Not leave the same shot for Norway. It'll be tough to find some cover though.
Well, if you ever did roll out, is there any chance of that tight guard? Split it in, would be looked at.
Looks pretty tough to me, Luke, but I'm sure you could make it.
Yeah, I go move it with my hands. He went aggressively at it. Sometimes you see that with teams who play aggressively to make a roll. Leave a thought of a chance at the split. We will not see any opportunity at that because he hits it right on the nose.
Yeah, that's true. You see that quite a few times. Go hard for the roll out, and they go, oh, can they split that one? and then all of a sudden you give up a 3. So lesson for the kids out there, just make sure there's no stones that can be split in for your opponent.
It's better to err nosing it than rolling out.
Should be pretty routine here for Valstad. Same shot again. Score 2 and tie this game up.
All they've done is just score 2 with the hammer so far in this game. Trying to make it 3 for 3. Get right on the nose. They'll stay in the forefoot. It's a deuce for Norway, and they are all square now. It's a 4-end game. Norway, Russia. It's our feature game of the 361 World Men's Curling Championship.
Jeg som presser dem hver gang vi er siste. Nei, de er siste, så bare fortsett å gjøre det.
Не, на самом деле я не грущу, ничего, просто не понимаю, почему так сильно делаю, допустим.
Карт, видимо, порадовался сильно.
Да нет.